Hello everyone, it's Maria here from pepperlyrose.blogspot.com.au. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to show you a card today and I'm going to leave it without any sentiment or anything like that because I feel that this kind of a card can lend itself to any occasion, and it comes from our new up-and-coming catalogue, which will go live from the 1st of June. So it's only in about 3 weeks' time or a bit less that this catalogue comes live. So I'm going to feature a stamp set that's in this new catalogue, and it's called Tranquil Tulips. This stamp set is an exclusive hostess set. So what that means is if you're new to Stampin' Up! And to card making and what have you, with Stampin' Up!, if you place an order worth $250 or more, you are able to order with hostess dollars, a hostess exclusive set, or you can order anything within the catalogue to the value of whatever your orders are worth or your party's worth. So this you can only pick up if your order is $250 or more. You can't buy this outright. So just letting you know. But this stamp set I think is a beautiful stamp set which lends itself to any occasion. So that's what's so wonderful about it, and I love it. So that's the stamp set I'm featuring today, and as I said, it can be used for any occasion. I'm also going to feature another sneak peek product, and it is the Ticket Tear Border Punch. So you'll be seeing these two featured in today's card, and I'll start making the card now. Whatever other products I decide to use within this video, I will show you as we go along so we don't waste time me blabbing. Okay, so I'll pop these away for now. What you will need is a piece of Whisper White cardstock. It's a card base. You can make this any dimension you like. There is no hard or fast rule. Sorry about this, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm out of focus there for a second. Hope that's okay. That's strange. Sorry about that, I don't know what my camera is doing. So anyway, I'm going to now burnish the score line. This is half an A4 page, and I've scored it in half again, so that makes an A6 card base. You can do this as a square, you can do this any measurements you like. So I'm not going to go through measurements because I just feel that this can be done with any card base. You'll also need like a layering piece of real red or any other colour you wish. Now I've just made an equal border around. As I said, it can be any measurement, and then I've got another Whisper White which will go on top of that, and that's just the same height but slightly shorter. So again, you can do this with any kind of card base. So I thought I'd leave it neutral. Okay, so what we'll do for now to start off with is we're going to use the border punch, the Ticket Tear Border Punch, and we're going to punch a border on either side. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you do is you pop the piece just below there and just start punching, and just line up. Actually, I'll just go back here again. I'll go on this side and punch that bit out so it looks like that. See? So now all you have to do is just line up the image there according to the way your page is cut out. So for example, that's how you line it up. So you line it up like that. So I'll just keep going and I'll just punch those borders. Just excuse the noise in the background. Unfortunately, the people that the people that are across the road from us are doing some renovations, and they're doing some facade work. So you'll be hearing these beep beeps constantly, and I'm very, very apologetic for that. But unfortunately, I can't help that noise, so I'm very, very sorry. So that's one bit of the border done. Isn't that beautiful? So now I'm going to do the other side. And I'll just keep punching. And now just clean that bit up. And I'll just realign it there somewhat, and hopefully that'll punch it out. Okay, so now I've punched either side with that beautiful ticket tear border punch. So this is how it's going to look. It's just going to peek through on either side, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that down a little bit more so I can have more of a border around it. So I'm just going to trim it. That's something for you too. That's why I don't give measurements, because things just change. So I'm just going to trim it off a little bit more. So you've got to take into account what kind of a border you want. So that's the border I wanted. So just peek through on either side. See that? Okay, so now I'm going to leave these to one side and we're going to start our stamping. So I've just got a piece of scrap copy paper. I'm going to be using some wild wasabi, and we'll be stamping some of these little stems and leaves. So you'll just see me doing those randomly. So I'll just open up my wild wasabi. I'm just going to test out to see how strong it is. If it's quite strong, I might stamp off. So I'll just have a quick stamp. I think I'll keep it full strength. So I'm just going to stamp it along here. And like so. And I'll try and extend that one up a little bit. So I'll just stamp over the top of that. And then I'm going to cover that horrible mess up with the leaves. So that's that one done. And just use this leaf image here now. Just this leaf image there. So as I said before, I'm going to cover this mess right up. Just stamp it over the top just to make it a little bit more pronounced. And then there's another image that I can use here, and that's this one over here. Stamp that over the top. So it looks like that. It's a bit of a mess. But that's the beauty of having a card like this, is that there's no right or wrong way to do with things. So I'm just going to grab my, like a cloth, just to wipe up some of the mess I've made there on my block so that I don't get it on my project. I just have like an old Chuck's wipe, and if I make any mess on my block, I just wipe that off so I don't get it on my project. So I'll just give that a quick wipe and get rid of that. And now I'm just going to bring up this tulip image here. I'm just going to stamp that right there. So I'll just grab my real red ink and I'll just ink that up. And I'll just ink it up. How beautiful is that? How gorgeous. And I'll just stamp the other two. Okay, so that's how that looks. Isn't that beautiful? And just going to clean those off because I'm going to use some, like there's like bits here that I'll stamp over the top just to give it some more dimension and make it look a little bit more real. So I'll just quickly clean that off. Okay. So I clean that off. Just give that a wipe. Okay. Now I'm just going to stamp. Just line this up towards the bottom. It just acts like an accent piece. So that's that one there. And then I've got another one of those bits just there. And there. Okay, so that's how that tulips looks. Isn't it beautiful? I forgot to bring my black ink, so I'll be back in 1 second, and I'm just going to show you some little accent pieces you can put on there. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. I've just got some Memento Tuxedo black ink, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these little images here. Or should I do the one that's facing the other way? Yeah. Okay. So I'm using this one over here. Okay, it just adds a little something. I'll just grab any old block. It's quite big, but doesn't matter, it'll do. Ink that up, and I'll just stamp that just up the top here. And there we go. Isn't that cute? And we can do the same for the others, but I'm going to leave them blank. Okay, so I'll leave that there. And I was thinking as well, just to make it look a little bit, have a bit of interest, I might add a bit of Daffodil Delights. So I'll grab the images that I cleaned earlier, and I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight on that. And I'll stamp off, because sometimes tulips are not necessarily always red or yellow, that can be orange. So just to add a bit of colour to it. I don't think you can see that very well. Did that stamp well? No. Let's try again. Okay. Just stamp it over the top. So it adds a little bit, see, it looks a little bit yellow, like it's got a bit of yellow and it looks kind of orange. So I'm just going to do that for the other little tulip there. So it looks like that. That looks way better. I love that. I really, really like that. And I'll do the same with the larger tulip as well. And I'll do that over the top. So that adds a lot more. I like that touch of yellow in there. It just makes it look a lot more dimensional, and sometimes tulips have two colours on them. So I really like that. And I'm just going to add a little bit more, another leaf there. So this is the beauty of stamping. You can make it any way you like. I love that. Okay, I'll just put a little bit more leaf there. Make it go up the top a bit more. I like that. Just add a bit more green. Make it look a little bit more interesting. And I think that looks a lot better now, don't you? I like that. Okay. I might make some adjustments. I'll see how we go. Okay, I'll take out that horrible piece there. And I'll just grab my red insert there. And I think I might trim off a little bit more. I'm going to cut this in half and I'm going to adjust that. I think that's how I'm going to do that, because I think it's just too much white space on that side. I didn't want that much. But I love the way this has turned out. So I'm just going to trim off a little more. Yep. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off this in half. And then what we'll do is we'll just adjust it at the back. So I'll just trim that off in half, somewhat in half. Yeah, pretty exact, not bad. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just add some fast fuse, and I'm going to attach that side there. Sorry it's all over the shop, guys. Okay, so I'll just even that out over here. And have that much of a border, so I really love that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I'll just even that out. Okay, I think that looks about right. I love that. Okay, I'll just bring my card base and I might skew it a little bit. I'll see how that goes. I might give this a little trim with my scissors because it's gaping a little bit. So I'll just grab my scissors and just give that a little trim. Oops. Okay. Okay, so I'll put that over here. Actually, it looks good just down the middle, doesn't it? And I've got some new ribbon here. I think it's called double stitched ribbon. And this is in Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to, and it's got like a cross stitch just there and a double stitch on either side. So I'm thinking of tying a bow and try and have the crisscrosses sticking out on either side, and just putting that towards the bottom down here. And I think that'll add a really nice touch. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to give this a trim with my paper snips, and I'll just trim that off on the other side. And I'll just pop that over here. Just fiddle with the bow a little bit and make sure it's more even. That looks fabulous. I love that. Yep, that looks good to me. Just bear with me. I'm just going to grab my glue dots. I forgot to bring things, so I'm very sorry. I'm going to bring my glue dots and I'm going to glue that on, and I might add a little something extra, I'll see. Okay, just hang on one second. I've just got my glue dots, so I'm just going to grab one glue dot. So I just pop the glue dot right here. Love glue dots for things like this. It just makes it very easy to glue down, especially things like bows. Should I pop that down a little bit further? Yeah. Okay, that looks great, doesn't it? I love that. And now I'm just going to get some dimensionals, and I'm just going to pop this up on dimensionals. So I'll just grab that. Just pop that whole panel on some dimensional. Okay, just take off the backings. Take that off, and I'll just pop that somewhat in the middle, and I'm leaving this card blank. This card can be for any occasion, so that's why I'm not putting any sentiment, but you can put a sentiment there. You can also make it go towards the left or the right and add a sentiment there. Really lends itself to any occasion. So that's my card for today. I hope you like it. So that's how it looks all popped up. I'm not sure if the ribbon's necessary, but I wanted to acknowledge the bit of Daffodil Delight that I had put into that, and just to add a pop of colour. So I hope you all like it. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave me a message within this video, or you can message me through my online store at pepperlyrose.stampinup.net, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.